Welcome to our deep dive into Palantir Technologies, the company that has quietly become one of the most consequential players in the world of artificial intelligence, data analytics, and national security. In the next few minutes, you're going to discover how a firm founded just over 2 decades ago has evolved from a niche startup into a mission-critical partner for the U.S. Department of Defense, achieved a stock market breakout that few saw coming, and is now poised to transform healthcare standards across tens of thousands of hospitals. We'll take you behind the scenes of 3 pivotal developments, each drawn directly from authoritative industry reports and official announcements. First, we'll explore Palantir's foundational role within U.S. defense infrastructure. You'll hear why top strategists regard Palantir's Gotham and Foundry platforms as indispensable tools for mission planning, intelligence analysis, and logistics management. So indispensable, in fact, that defense budgets simply can't afford to cut them. We'll unpack the details of a recent commentary by Slatestone Wealth's chief market strategist, who labeled Palantir's Q1 earnings a blowout and characterized the market's brief sell-off as an overreaction. By the end of this section, you'll understand precisely how Palantir's bespoke AI solutions underpin decision-making at the highest levels of national security. Next, we'll shift our focus to the financial markets. In 2025, while many tech giants struggled under trade war fears and market volatility, Palantir's stock surged by nearly 60% year-to-date. This remarkable performance prompted Bank of America to raise its price target from $125 to $150 per share, an upgrade that implies nearly 30% more upside, and catapulted Palantir into the top 10 of U.S. software companies by market capitalization. We'll break down what drove this surge, from Wall Street analysts' evolving outlook on Palantir's ability to deliver outcome-focused, bespoke AI-enabled products to the broader implications of being seen as a market definer in a rapidly evolving AI landscape. Finally, we'll venture into healthcare, an industry that generates more data than any other, yet often struggles to convert that data into actionable insights. On May 8, 2025, the Joint Commission, the nation's premier hospital accreditor, announced a strategic partnership with Palantir to revolutionize how healthcare quality and safety data are collected, benchmarked, and acted upon. You'll learn how this collaboration aims to integrate real-time AI-driven analytics into the accreditation process for over 23,000 hospitals, with the goal of reducing patient wait times, optimizing resource allocation, and ultimately improving clinical outcomes. We'll highlight concrete examples from Tampa General Hospital and other leading systems where early deployments have already yielded measurable gains in care coordination and patient satisfaction. By the end of this introduction and the full video, you'll have a comprehensive understanding of Palantir's unique position at the intersection of government, finance, and healthcare. Whether you're an investor weighing the next big opportunity, a technologist curious about the cutting edge of AI, or simply someone intrigued by how data shapes our world, this deep dive will equip you with the insights you need. Stay tuned, subscribe, and hit the like button, because you won't want to miss a single revelation in our journey through the Palantir story. First, let's travel inside the Pentagon. After Palantir's Q1 2025 earnings report, retail investors panicked and shares sold off, until Kenny Polcari, chief market strategist at Slatestone Wealth, called the dip clearly an overreaction and urged us to stay the course. Why? Because Palantir's Gotham and Foundry platforms crunch massive volumes of geospatial, signals, and logistics data that the Department of Defense and intelligence agencies rely on every day. Once embedded, Gotham becomes the nerve center for mission planning, threat analysis, and battlefield visualization. Foundry stitches together supply chain flows and equipment readiness across multiple theaters. Cutting those contracts would leave gaping holes in national security, and Washington just isn't willing to risk that. Think about it. When an adversary's movements show up on your screen before they're visible on satellite imagery, that's not science fiction. That's Palantir. And with defense budgets protected even under stringent fiscal pressures, Polcari argues that America will continue to funnel billions into these bespoke AI tools because they literally power our defense posture. Have you ever stopped to imagine how many critical life or death decisions depend on algorithms running in the background? Now, let's shift from the battlefield to the trading floor. In 2025, PLTR stock outperformed giants like Microsoft and Nvidia, climbing almost 60% despite broader tech jitters over tariffs and rising interest rates. That resilience caught the eye of Bank of America, which raised its price target from $120 to $150 per share, suggesting another 27% upside. Analyst Mariana Perez Mora praised Palantir's ability to deliver outcome-focused, bespoke AI-enabled products at scale, and noted that the company's Q1 performance proved it can swiftly deploy new modules and win fresh customers. Meanwhile, Wedbush bumped its target from 120 to 140, and Palantir vaulted into the top 10 of U.S. software companies by market cap, leapfrogging Salesforce in the process. What does this tell us? When major banks and analysts upgrade their outlook, it means they expect not just past earnings, but future contracts, expansions into new verticals, and even tangible M&A potential. Finally, Palantir is venturing beyond defense and finance into healthcare, arguably one of the most data-intensive and high-stakes industries. On May 8, 2025, Palantir and the Joint Commission, the nonprofit that accredits over 23,000 U.S. hospitals, announced a long-term strategic partnership to overhaul how accreditation and certification data are gathered and used. By integrating Palantir's AI-driven analytics into the accreditation workflow, the Joint Commission aims to benchmark quality metrics across institutions in real time, optimize the certification process, and link care process nuances directly to patient outcomes. Jonathan B. Perlin, MD, President and CEO of the Joint Commission, said that this step change in clinical operations would only be possible by leveraging AI to map the connections between processes and results, an insight that manual audits or siloed reporting simply can't match. Alex Karp, Palantir's co-founder and CEO, added that this collaboration will improve global health outcomes by utilizing AI to drive performance improvements around the world. Imagine a real-time dashboard that flags a spike in surgical site infections before it becomes a trend. Picture hospital administrators reallocating staff based on predictive models of patient surges. What would that do for patient safety, operational costs, or staff burnout? Let us know in the chat what feature you'd add to that dashboard. And the proof is already in the results. At Cleveland Clinic, Tampa General, and Nebraska Medicine, Palantir's technology has driven down emergency room wait times, delivered faster, data-backed clinical decisions, and streamlined reimbursement processes, reducing administrative costs and improving the patient experience. John Curris, President and CEO of Tampa General, reports significant improvement in care coordination, clinical outcomes, and the patient experience since adopting Palantir's platform. That's not just a marketing tagline, it's real lives saved, hours reclaimed by clinicians, and millions in operational savings. So what have we learned today? First, Palantir's bespoke AI platforms are so embedded in U.S. defense infrastructure that they're effectively untouchable, providing revenue stability and strategic visibility. Next, despite broader market turbulence, PLR stocks surged nearly 60% in 2025, earning historic price target upgrades from the Bank of America and Wedbush. Finally, Palantir's partnership with the Joint Commission is redefining healthcare accreditation and pushing the envelope on patient safety and operational excellence. If this deep dive into one of the world's leading AI pioneers piqued your curiosity, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We break down the biggest tech stories every week, so don't miss out on our next analysis. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.